So tonight we're fortunate to have Rebecca Lyons, who is the ABLEnow Virginia. She's worked for ABLEnow Virginia for 3 or 4 years now, and she will talk to us about how we can use this savings vehicle like a 529 plan, but for people who have disabilities. I'm going to turn off my camera now and ask that Rebecca, you leave your camera on, the interpreter leave your camera on, and when you're ready to share your PowerPoint, go ahead and do that. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Eileen. I'm going to share my PowerPoint and let me know if it doesn't show up for any reason. Here we go. Okay, can everybody see this okay? Great. Good evening, everyone. I'm most appreciative of the opportunity to speak with you tonight and for Eileen going to all the trouble setting this up and organizing this for me. Again, my name's Rebecca Lyons, and I'm a regional marketing associate here in Virginia for the ABLEnow program. And our goal is really to educate people about the importance of saving and saving in this new tool called ABLE. I'll go through a few slides that give you some of the features and benefits of the ABLEnow program, which is the Virginia-sponsored ABLE Savings Program. Tonight, I want to share with you how the ABLE Act got started and then go through more of the details about the Virginia-sponsored ABLEnow Savings Program. Things that you can do to learn more about ABLE after the presentation ends. And if you're interested in opening an account, I'll show you the steps necessary to open an account. But one of the things I'd like to point out is that ABLE is still a relatively new financial tool for eligible Americans with disabilities. It really does empower self-determination, financial independence, but less than 1% of eligible Americans with disabilities have opened ABLE accounts. So we really do need your help to share the word about this important program and how it can help people with disabilities. I would like to mention that I'm not a financial representative. I work for Virginia 529, and we're the state sponsor of the ABLEnow program. So I can't give tax, legal, financial, or benefits advice, but I can answer a lot of your questions. But if you do have any questions that do require tax or legal advice, it's always best to talk to a trusted professional. What is ABLE? Well, again, ABLE accounts are a new savings option that were specifically designed for eligible individuals with disabilities to be able to save private funds for the purpose of paying for qualified disability expenses. As most of you know, for far too long, people with disabilities couldn't save for the future without a fear of losing certain public benefits. Individuals with disabilities can only have $2,000 in assets at any given time in order to remain eligible for many of the federal benefit programs, such as supplemental security income and Medicaid. So the idea for ABLE came more than a decade ago when a group of parents in Northern Virginia were very frustrated. I spoke with one of the parents that was in this original group, and he told me one evening he had gone to see a Virginia 529 presentation where he could save for his child without a disability for college, but there wasn't a comparable tool to be able to save for his child who did have a disability. So this group of parents really got together and started fighting for individuals with disabilities. And we're so grateful that they did, because the idea for ABLE came as a result of these people and many others who lobbied for the ABLE program. So these advocates fought hard to change this, and the result was the federal ABLE Act, which led to ABLEnow, the Virginia-sponsored program. So now you're empowered to save up to $15,000 a year without endangering eligibility for supplemental security income, Medicaid, and other federal benefits. Now, there's a $15,000 contribution limit tied to ABLE programs, and this is for any ABLE program. Many states have their own programs, but Virginia 529 sponsors the ABLE program in Virginia, ABLEnow, and it is open for national enrollment. So people in Virginia can take advantage of it, but if you have friends or family that may have a disability and they care to save as well, they could also save in the ABLEnow program. So what the Federal ABLE Act did is it modified the tax code. So in 2014, the US tax code, section 529, was modified and it opened the door for ABLE accounts. And the ABLE Act is signed for Stephen Beck Jr. And he was one of those Virginians that sat around that table and discussed the need to have an ABLE account. But sadly, Mr. Beck passed away right before the ABLE Act was signed into law. But the act signed by President Obama, you can see the picture in the left-hand corner, on December 2014, was using his name to recognize him for his advocacy. So the official name of the ABLE Act is the Stephen Beck Jr. Achieving a Better Life Experience Act. So we're so grateful that Mr. Beck fought hard for this. And in fact, his daughter Natalie became our first ABLEnow customer. So again, keep this in mind because there'll be a little quiz at the end. ABLE stands for Achieving a Better Life Experience Act. And all ABLE accounts must be sponsored and administered by a state. So in 2015, Virginia became the first state in the country to pass ABLE legislation after the federal ABLE statute passed. And this state legislation authorized the ABLE program here in Virginia. So we're excited that we were the first state in the country to have this legislation. Now, for the development of ABLEnow, Virginia 529 worked with disability advocates and potential customers because we wanted to understand what the community wanted to see in an ABLE savings program. And a few of these organizations on this slide, such as the National Disability Institute, the National Down Syndrome Society, and Autism Speaks, were some of the driving forces for the creation of the ABLE Act. But today we continue to partner with the organizations you see on this slide, plus many, many more. And we're so proud to be able to partner with so many organizations. Now, what exactly is ABLEnow? Well, ABLEnow is the Virginia-sponsored ABLE savings program. It opened in December of 2016. So we just celebrated our 4-year anniversary. And although ABLE is sponsored by the Commonwealth of Virginia, again, it's available nationwide to enrollment. In fact, we have people in our program from every single state in the country. Again, it's administered by Virginia 529. And if you're not familiar with Virginia 529, we're the largest college savings program in the country. We have approximately $84 billion in college assets under management and 2.8 million account holders. We're an independent Virginia state agency, and we try and make education more accessible to families. And we're proud to help people dream, save, and achieve. And now with the ABLEnow program, our mission has become even more inclusive. So ABLEnow is our direct sold savings program. You can open and you can manage your account directly online. I'm going to spend a minute to tell you about our advisor sold program called College America, ABLE America, excuse me. It's a new advisor sold program that opened July of 2018. And prior to the ABLE America program, a person had to open an account through a direct sold program like our ABLEnow program. But ABLE America opened the door for people to work with a financial advisor if they choose to help them make some of their financial decisions with an ABLE account. It's distributed by the American Funds, and this is a family of mutual funds from Capital Group. It's one of the largest investment management firms in the world. So Able America is also open to eligible individuals in all 50 states. And like other ABLE programs, it's governed by the rules and requirements established by the ABLE Act, such as who's eligible to open an account, how much you can save, etc. But a financial advisor can give professional advice and help you build a comprehensive plan tailored to your needs. So just to summarize, Able America is an advisor-sold program. If you're interested in this, you could talk to a financial advisor about the program. But for most of this presentation, we're going to be talking about the ABLEnow program, because this is the direct sold program you can open directly online. First of all, I think it's important to talk about who an eligible individual is. First of all, it's a person who developed the onset of their blindness or their disability before the age of 26 and is either entitled to supplemental security income, SSI, or Social Security Disability Insurance, SSDI. They're eligible for these, for these benefits based on either their blindness or disability. But there's another way. You can also self-certify that you have a qualifying disability diagnosis from a physician. And it's important to note that eligible individuals may only have one ABLE account at a time. If you're familiar with the 529 college savings accounts, you can have more than one. But with ABLE, it's different. There can only be one ABLE account at a time. And I would like to mention that the age 26 is when the onset of the disability occurred. Prior to that time. But we have account holders of all ages, ranging from newborns all the way to people in their 80s. And I'd like to mention one other thing about this age restriction. The proposed ABLE Age Adjustment Act would extend ABLE eligibility from onset prior to 26 to onset prior to the age of 46, so that millions more people with disabilities would be able to take advantage of this important savings tool. So please talk to your representatives in Congress and show your support for this bipartisan ABLE Age Adjustment Act so more people could take advantage of this program. Now, it's important to talk about what you can use the money in your ABLEnow account for. First of all, it can be used at any time to pay for qualified disability expenses. And an expense is qualified if at the time you opened your account, you were considered an eligible individual, the expense relates to your disability, and the expense helps you improve or maintain your health, your independence, and your quality of life. So examples of some of the disability expenses are on this screen, and there can be many more. This is just some broad categories that you can work from. They were intentionally designed to be broad because we know qualified disability expenses can vary widely from one person to the next. But we do recommend that you keep good records and receipts on how you're spending the money in your ABLEnow account. We have an online ABLEnow portal where you can make notes and records regarding your qualified disability expenses. So by looking at some of these categories, you could use the funds in your ABLE account for basic living expenses. You could use it for health and wellness. Maybe there's something that public or private insurance doesn't pay for, maybe a copay or a special therapy. We find that many people use their ABLE accounts for housing expenses. It could be for a rent payment, mortgage, utilities, etc. And then transportation. I've talked to many people that have used the funds to buy a car. Maybe they use it for a Lyft or Uber because they need transportation somewhere. Education and training. It can even be job coaching. Assistive technology for a variety of different things, financial management, and even legal fees. In fact, some people will use an ABLEnow account to open a trust and to pay the legal fees for that as well, because a special needs trust can often be very compatible with an ABLEnow account. So again, we're not going to ask for receipts or for you to show us how you're spending the money in your account, but we recommend that you do keep good records just in case you ever were audited and had to prove an expense. Now, so what are the benefits of saving in an ABLE account? Well, first of all, it's really easy to open and to manage your own account. You can do it directly online at ABLE-now.com. Another benefit is that the earnings grow free from Virginia state and federal taxes. And we offer a state income tax deduction. So contributions up to $2,000 per contributor are tax deductible from your Virginia state income tax deductions. So it can be either for an ABLEnow or an ABLE America account. So other people can contribute to your account. It could be friends, family, an employer, and you could contribute to your account as well. So anyone that's a Virginia taxpayer who makes a contribution can take a deduction up to that $2,000 limit based on how much they contribute to the account. And generally speaking, funds in an ABLE account are disregarded when determining eligibility for certain means-tested benefits. So an account balance up to and including $100,000 is disregarded for SSI benefits. And money in an ABLEnow account in excess of $100,000 would be considered an asset, and it could cause SSI benefits to be reduced or suspended. But if you don't receive SSI, this limit doesn't apply to you. And it won't impact Medicaid benefits, and it doesn't matter how much you have in the account. But we have a lot of other rules and details on the ABLEnow website under our FAQ program description as well. So it's a great resource to check this out. Another benefit that people really like about the ABLE program is that account holders receive the ABLEnow card. And this is just a debit card that you can use at point of purchase. You can use it for online purchases. And it's just a fast and an easy way to pay for qualified disability expenses. However, with the ABLEnow card, again, you can use it like you would use a Visa, but it's not good at ATMs to get cash back. But you can link a personal bank account if you choose to your ABLEnow account and transfer money back and forth that way. In addition, for individuals who are visually impaired, there's a notch in the corner to help it be easily identifiable by touch when they go to pull the card out. Another benefit our customers appreciate is just how easy it is to make and receive gift contributions directly into an ABLEnow account. We offer a website for friends and family to make an online gift contribution. You just need the ABLEnow account owner's last name and their account number, and there's no fee for this service. We found that people really have appreciated giving the gift contributions directly to an ABLE account, especially with COVID and this pandemic, where you can do a gift from the safety of your home. So please share the ABLE-now.com Give a Gift link if you have friends or family that may want to contribute to your account. And again, if they do want to contribute, say for a birthday, a holiday, a special event, for whatever reason, they also can qualify for that Virginia state income tax deduction if they live in Virginia. ABLEnow makes it easy to save and invest at your own pace. And here's how it works. The first $2,000 in your ABLEnow account is automatically allocated to the FDIC insured ABLEnow deposit account. And this is linked to your ABLEnow card. So you can continue saving in this ABLEnow deposit account if you choose to. But once your balance exceeds $2,000, you do have another option. You can invest additional contributions if you choose to into one or more of the investment portfolios you see here. Each investment portfolio is intended to address a different invest strategy and risk tolerance. So we do have an aggressive growth fund through Vanguard Life Strategy that's going to be more heavily weighted in stocks. Then we also have more of a moderate fund that's 60% stocks, 40% fixed income. There's a conservative income fund as well through Vanguard. And there's also a money market fund through Fidelity. So again, once your balance in your FDIC deposit account exceeds $2,000, if you choose to, you can open one of these accounts to save for the long term as well, but you don't have to. You can continue to save in the deposit account if you're more comfortable with that. There are really minimal accounts associated, costs associated with maintaining your account. ABLEnow, along with our custodian, PNC Bank, offers some of the lowest fees in the country among 529 ABLE programs. There's no enrollment fee, there's no minimum contribution, but there is an account service fee of $3.25 per month. But this is waived if you maintain a balance over $10,000 in the ABLEnow deposit account. And if the account owner or the authorized representative chooses to invest some of the funds in one of those investment portfolios, there are also asset-based fees. And these range from 0.37% to 0.40%. And it depends on the investment selection. And again, we have all the account fees on our website that you can look at as well. If you're interested in saving in an ABLE account, the annual contribution limit increased since the time we first opened the ABLE funds. The annual contribution limit now is $15,000 per year. And thanks to the ABLE Financial Planning Act, this now allows for transfers from an Virginia 529 or another 529 college savings account to your 529A ABLE account. So many people were saving for college and educational expenses in 529 accounts. And then once the ABLEnow accounts came out, they realized that this was a wonderful way to take advantage of the ABLE program because they could save for more in their ABLE account than they could in a 529 account. So all those categories we discussed it, housing expenses, basic living expenses, even saving for education, you can do in an ABLE account. So it does give you this flexibility should you choose to want to transfer money from a 529 college savings account to an ABLE account. And then thanks to the Able to Work Act, now people that work and don't receive an employer-sponsored retirement program can also save more in an ABLE account, upward of $12,000 more per year if you work and you don't participate in a retirement account at work. And there is the potential to take advantage of the Savers tax credit, but this would be up to you to talk with a financial expert or a tax professional to see if you qualify. Now let's talk about some of the next steps. There's certain things that you can look for on our website to give you a good idea of how to open an account. We're very excited because our website gives so much information that it makes it really easy for you to go to the ABLE-now.com website and look for information. You can begin the application process directly online. Just click on the purple Open an Account tab. And then once you have an account, it's really very easy to manage your account directly online. So you can do this 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, directly from your computer under the My Account tab. This is the tab if someone wishes to give a gift to your account, and it'll tell you the information that's needed. You can subscribe to our newsletter for updates. And then if you have any questions, and including after this session ends, please feel free to reach out to our customer service team, and they'd be more than happy to help you as well. Now, what are the things that you need to open an account? If you're interested in opening an account directly for yourself, you're just going to need some basic information: your name, your address, date of birth, your social security number, and then you do have the choice to enter your bank account information with your application. Or if you choose to, you can wait until later when your account is open. But we now allow the opportunity to put money into your account when you open your account. This is relatively new. Before, it took a little bit of time to do this. If you're opening an account for someone else, again, you're going to need that same information, such as the name, the address, date of birth for the account owner and yourself, as well as the social security number for both yourself and the account owner, as well as the bank account information. And then you can also open an account, or someone else can also open an account as the authorized representative. And if the eligible individual is a minor under the age of 18, a parent must open the account as the authorized representative. But if the eligible individual can't open the account, or if they just want to have some extra assistance, an individual authorized to act on his or her behalf, whether it's a parent, a legal guardian, power of attorney, or a care representative, may open and manage the account as the authorized representative. And then legal guardians and those with power of attorney are required to submit the appropriate legal documentation before being able to contribute directly to an account. Care representatives must submit a durable limited power of attorney. This is a document for specific management of the ABLEnow account. And then after opening your account, you're going to receive an email from ABLEnow with information on managing and contributing to your account directly through the online ABLEnow consumer portal. So we hope that you'll share information and subscribe to our updates. Again, visit able-now.com. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter at ABLEnowVA and share information with friends, family, and community groups. Now, this is a slide I really like because if you're interested, you have the opportunity to enter a contest where you could win $500, which would go into your ABLEnow account. And you do this by just going to able-now.com/win. And when you're on this website, you can see the terms and the conditions as well. And so it's really a great way of jump-starting or opening your account. Okay, now this is the fun part. I don't want the words pop quiz to scare you. It used to always bother me when I'd see that there was a pop quiz, but this is going to be pretty easy. I'm going to ask the question. I'll wait just a couple of minutes and then I'll give you the answer. So I'm not going to put anybody on the spot, but if you can, just think about what you think the answer would be. And it's a great way of reviewing the material. Okay, ABLE is an abbreviation for, remember we talked about this at the beginning. Give you a couple of seconds to think. Okay, ABLE stands for Achieving a Better Life Experience. And as a bonus, does anyone remember the man in Northern Virginia that was one of the driving forces for ABLE, and the ABLE Act is named after him? That's a bonus. Okay, I'll give you a minute. Stephen Beck Jr. So it's officially the Stephen Beck Jr. ABLE Act. Okay, second question. I'm older than 26. May I open an ABLEnow account? Okay, I'll give you a second. The answer is yes. The onset of the disability had to occur before the 26th birthday, but again, we have account holders of all ages. So again, we have people that are newborns, 3-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 50-year-olds, even people in their 80s that are saving with us through an ABLE account. Okay, the third question. Do I need to live in Virginia to open an ABLEnow account? And I'm sure you all got this one right. The answer is no. So you can live in any state and open an ABLEnow account. And so if you live in Virginia right now and you moved, say, to Kentucky, you could keep your ABLEnow account open. And if you have friends that live in other states, they could open an ABLEnow account if it served them well as well. Okay, the next question, how much can I save in my ABLEnow account each year? The answer to that is $15,000 a year, unless you work and you don't have an employer-sponsored retirement program. So it's $15,000, and then it can go as high as $27,490 if you're working and you don't have an employer-sponsored retirement fund. The next question, and we didn't go into a lot of details about this, but can I have an ABLEnow account and a special needs trust? I talked about it a little bit when we got into using your account for legal services. Yes, you can have both. And I often talk to different account holders who say they can be very complementary towards one another. So we have some people that will have just an ABLEnow account because it's very easy to set up, it's not expensive, but other people that will use it in conjunction with a special needs trust. So you absolutely can have both. What happens to the money in my ABLEnow account after my death? Okay, this is something that we haven't spent too much time talking about, so I'm going to go ahead and give you the answer. First of all, some people were afraid of opening ABLE accounts if they were getting Social Security benefits, SSI benefits, because they had heard of a Medicaid payback or Medicaid clawback provision. But starting July of 2020, Virginia eliminated the payback provision for ABLEnow and ABLEamerica. So basically what this payback provision was is if you received Medicaid benefits during the time you had an ABLE account open, Medicaid in the past could have come and they could file a claim for some amount of repayment upon death. But before that happens in other states, you could still use the funds. The funds could be used by the estate to pay for any outstanding qualified disability expenses, including funeral and burial expenses. But now you don't have to worry about that if you live in Virginia and you have an ABLEnow or an ABLEamerica account as well, because there isn't this Medicaid payback provision where Medicaid can come back and claim some of the money in your ABLEnow account. But for people who may live outside of Virginia, this is something they need to look into with their state plan. Excuse me. Who can contribute to an ABLEnow account? The answer is anyone. So it could be friends, it could be family, it could be yourself, an employer. I've even talked to people that have had a GoFundMe page. So it's great to let people know when you have an ABLE account. And then where do I go to open an ABLE account? With ABLEnow, again, you can open it directly online through ABLE-now.com. And with ABLEamerica, that's the Advisor Soul program. If you're interested in this, you just need to talk to an advisor and ask them if they handle ABLEamerica accounts. So we have a lot of questions and answers on our website that can be helpful to you. So please check it out at able-now.com under our resource tab and under the frequently asked questions. Now I'm at the end of the presentation and hopefully you have a few questions, but if anything should come up after this session ends, please feel free to reach out to our customer service team, and you can reach them at able-now.com. Customer service at able-now.com is our email address, and the 844 toll-free number is listed here as well. So I'm going to stop my portion of this, and please let me know if any questions have been coming in.